And welcome to W.B. Mason Stadium on the campus of Stonehill College in northeast of Massachusetts. Today we have the Northeast Conference opener for women's lacrosse action. It's an NCAA Division I women's lacrosse matchup between the Stonehill College Skyhawks hosting the Wagner College Seahawks. This is Sal Lopez on the call today for the NEC Front Row, and welcome to the broadcast. Number 2, Megan Feely straight away will get the ball here on a free position opportunity. Feely rushes up, free position shot, and it bounces through. First goal of the match goes to Stonehill. Flaherty scored the first goal of this match to begin behind the net here with Murphy. Spin cycle, Murphy circles around, Murphy able to skip it in, scores the goal. It's a really good look, but looked like it slipped from her stick there as it went high and away in the shot attempt. Murphy able to send one in, she rips one to the back of the cage. Emily Lapia rushing, middle of the hashes, sends it off to her left to Kutu. Parallel to the net now with Flaherty. Behind the nets with Murphy. The all-conference second-team selection out to a tremendous start. Natalie Kudu, also an all-conference second-team selection from last season. And that one goes through. Natalie Kudu able to come around the screen, fire to the top right corner of the cage, and in. It's 4-0 Stonehill. So Wagner with a free position chance coming up right now. Free position opportunity, and they capitalize. Seahawks on the board for the first time in this match. Pisano. As it goes behind once again, this time with Hall, makes a pass out to her teammate. Out in front, a goal scored by Katie Syverson. 2-goal match now. Katie Syverson on the board, her 9th goal scored this season for the team points leader, team goals leader for the Seahawks. She will have the ball here, left wing of the arc. Hall rushes up on the free position. Her shot goes through. It's a 1-goal match now. First goal of the afternoon by Kendra Hall, the senior captain from Liverpool, New York. This will lead to a free position chance coming up for Grace Murphy. Looking for a hat trick this afternoon out of Grace Murphy. 5 games this season with at least a hat trick. And her shot sails to the back top corner of the cage and in. It's a hat trick by Grace Murphy. Stonehill is coming off an improvement season last year, going 9-9 overall, 7-3 in the NEC. They won their first ever NEC tournament game in program history as the 4-seed last year, hosting the 5-seed St. Francis University of Pennsylvania in the first round, of winning that match 19-14. They lost against the 2-seed LIU, which won the NEC tournament last season. Stonehill lost that game in the semifinals 14-7. Both of these teams went to the conference tournament semis last year. That gets scored on the goal in transition for Wagner. Flaherty will get the ball here on this free possession. Multiple free position chances for both of these teams in the first half. Flaherty towards her left. Her shot, and it drifts in. Cameron Flaherty with a goal for Stonehill. Grace Murphy with an excellent game so far this afternoon. 4 points, 3 goals, and 1 assist. She'll have a free position chance here for Stonehill. Murphy rushes up. Murphy inside. Finds the back of the net for a goal. As a team, the Seahawks are averaging just 6 goals per game. That puts them 9th in the NEC out of 10 total teams. Limited to single-digit goals in all 4 matches this season. Marino weaving her way inside now. Goes behind. Final minute left to go before halftime. And that shot gets saved by Tremonti, the goalkeeper. Out of the pack, Stonehill still with it. Murphy. Inside the arc, Grace Murphy. Her shot rips it to the top right corner of the cage and in for Grace Murphy. What a first half for number 27 for Stonehill. Grace Murphy, 5th goal in the first half this afternoon. Saw the opening. Working on one defender, weave their way right past number 19, Angelina Skoronsky, and Grace Murphy off a laser Fire to the top right corner of the net and in. Or they kept number 13, Amelia Logan, in. That ball went off the rebound. And Wagner scores with 3 seconds left to go before halftime. Ella Marino, her shot just pinwheeled around, and then off the rebound, it was right place, right time for Sophia Culver, as she was able to net one in off the rebound. Kutu behind the net, back to Flaherty. Stonehill perfect 2-0, and NEC season openers winning against FDU 22-7 in 2023, 15-6 in 2024. Skyhawks still searching for their first home victory of the season. Kutu able to slip right past one defender on a laser into the back of the cage. She scores. It is 9-5 for the Skyhawks. Second goal of the match by Natalie Kudu as she blew by one defender, Brigitte Smith, in the process, and able to fire one in to the top left corner. Defensive battle between these two teams. Stonehill leading the total shots right now, 19-15, as Wagner works their way in transition, and another save by Tremonti. Nina Tremonti denies the shot attempt by Sydney Maroney out in transition. Both of these teams last year went to the NEC tournament semifinals. Kutu inside the arc, extra pass made out in front, and it gets skipped in for the goal. Cameron Flaherty. Second goal of the match scored by Flaherty on a beautiful pass there by Natalie Kudu. And the Skyhawks lead 10-5. In transition, Caroline Davey able to set this up. As she moved it along off to Kutu. Floated the pass over to Flaherty, and Flaherty behind the back shot there, able to skip it in to the back of the cage to go up by 5. That was a yellow card issued to Erin Rooney, so 2 minutes in the penalty box now for Rooney. Stonehill up by 5, looking to add to it right now. Lapia on top, moves it along off to Murphy. Murphy, 1 point shy of a career high. She's got it. Behind the back shot there. That was incredible by Natalie Kudu. Wow. Absolute dime by Murphy, and Kudu. Eyes behind the net. Able to put one in. We take a look at this replay here. Murphy floats the pass off the double team off the Kudu. Behind the back. Incredible. Ecker still with possession. Ecker moves it behind the net over to Culver. Ella Marino behind the net now for Wagner. A lot of time coming off the clock, already down to under 15 in the shot clock here for the Seahawks. Shot clock under 10. Tremendous defense displayed here by Stonehill, but that time it will go through off the turnaround. Shot clock was down to 2 when they converted on the goal. That is Kutu, moves it off to her right. Behind the net to Murphy. Grace Murphy, still with possession right now, looking to make a move at the right wing. Moves it back behind the net. Kutu, trying to pivot in front of the crease, put back though behind one defender, out in front. It is a goal scored for Stonehill. Cameron Flaherty with a hat trick today. Natalie Kudu behind the net, able to play make here to set up her teammates. Flaherty with a good cut, receives it off the turnaround shot, zips it in and right past the goalkeeper, Grace DeCarolis. A lot of high expectations coming in onto the conference this season for Stonehill right now. Out to a tremendous start to this season. Draw control won by the Skyhawks. Tremendous start in NEC conference action, that is. They came into this match 1-5 overall, but the entire conference had been struggling coming into this match with everybody with 2 goals or fewer. That's a career high in total points for Grace Murphy. As she rushed towards her left, skipped it into the back of the net. 8 points, a new career high by Murphy, working on one defender, forced towards her left and able to skip it in right past the goalkeeper, Grace DeCarolis. Grace Murphy with the same amount of goals that Wagner has on the board in front of the crease. And the shot missed wide by Kutu. And able to get tipped in there. Murphy with an assist in through traffic as the Skyhawks able to send one in somehow, some way. We'll have a free position opportunity coming up for Emily Lapia for the Skyhawks. Sacred Heart, record of 2-4 this season. Former Northeast Conference member, now in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference in their first season. Stonehill 0-2 all-time against Sacred Heart. Next conference match for Stonehill, that'll be next Saturday that'll be at home hosting Mercyhurst. Free position goal scored by the Skyhawks as they up the lead now 15-6. Next road match for Stonehill, that'll take place on the road at Central Connecticut State Wednesday, March 26th at 3 p.m. out in New Britain, Connecticut. Central Connecticut State has lost 12 straight matches in a row. That's currently tied for the third longest active losing streak in the nation right now in NCAA Division I women's lacrosse. URI, who's in their first season for women's lacrosse at the varsity level, beat Central Connecticut State earlier this season 18-1. That goes through for a goal. Number 13 for Wagner, Amelia Logan, scores the goal. For Wagner coming up, they'll take on St. Francis University of Pennsylvania in their next matchup. That's a road game out in Loretto, Pennsylvania, next Saturday at 1 p.m. Next home game in Staten Island for Wagner. That will take place on Wednesday, March 26th at 6 p.m., hosting the projected number 1 team in the conference, LIU. In transition, here goes Stonehill inside the arc. Forced wide, Flaherty makes the pass off to her teammate, cutting, and it's a goal scored by Emily Lapia. And Marino scoops up the ground ball for Wagner. Wagner shut down for single-digit goals, and this will be their 5th game of the season. For Wagner, they are able to score there for a late goal. Strong match today by the all-conference selections of Grace Murphy and Natalie Kudu, combining for 13 points in this match, as Stonehill ain't done just yet. They're going to tack on another goal with 21 seconds left to go. As time is coming off the clock here, and a dominant performance this afternoon for the Stonehill College Skyhawks on their home turf, as Stonehill picks up a victory in the NEC Conference opener. 17-8 the final score. Stonehill snaps a 3-game losing streak, improves to a record of 2-5 overall as they win their first conference match this season. This is also the first home match of the season that Stonehill wins here at W.B. Mason Stadium. Wagner stays winless. They drop to 0-5 overall, limited to single-digit goals still in all 5 games this season. Now 0-3 on the road for the Seahawks.